world, we're going to be doing Tourney Flags 2. And then immediately after this, HUmanMustard and TapatioJ will actually be playing Tourney Flags 1 in their second match. We just flipped that. Normally it's Tourney Flags 1, Tourney Flags 2, but due to scheduling purposes, we decided to put them Tourney Flags 2 first. So there will be lots more randomness tonight. So we got a World 5, a World 7, I will say World 2. So, runners have been given the green light. Starting any minute now. Here we go. It is World 6. So this is a world where things can get really interesting as far as the map's concerned, and right away we've got a really ugly first level with 7-8, aka Piranha Alley. We've got 3 deaths already. Justinman is the first to get through the Piranha Alley unscathed. TapatioJ, HUmanMustard, and Magoo all took deaths. That piranha sticking his head out there is making life difficult for our runners. Mustard is through. Magoo is still struggling. TapatioJ is through. Justinman is ignoring the free item. Just gonna play this through. TapatioJ taking a death. And that's an unfortunate setback for him. And the free item is a leaf. Goo takes his 3rd death. So, Justinman... Oh no, Mustard will be the first one out. Okay, TapatioJ finally gets through the second time around. He's gonna probably take it a little slower this time. TapatioJ taking a damage boost. He's going to get his leaf now. Justinman dealing with a Hammer Bro gets a star for it. Mustard also handled the Hammer Bro. So already we've got got them checking pipes, and we've got some force. They're gonna have to play a fort here to get some of these blocks moving. Magoo took an intentional game over, but he's not finding a whole lot of help here with a fresh set of lives. So, okay, so we've got 3 forts, all within generally close proximity to one another, which suggests this will not be in a particularly difficult World 6 as far as length is concerned. That said, they're going to have to play at least a couple of forts here. Mustard found 7F2, aka Piranha Fort, so not what you want to see early. Looks like Magoo is out of here. He's not taking the bottom route. I don't know if he knows it, but he would be well advised to look into that. Oh, Magoo taking another death there. So Mustard is most of the way through Piranha Fort. Justinman is kind of boxed in here between the Boom Boom and the Piranhas, but he finally pulls out of it and is through. Got a lot of sprites on his screen, but he's finally done with that. TapatioJ is about halfway through the opening room. Don't WXMan15, do not tempt the randomizer. You're only asking for trouble when you ask for 7-5 with Boss Bass. Mustard, not finding the progress he was hoping for, is going to play another fort, which is 6F3. Goo, I really hope he finds... Okay, he obviously doesn't know. He wouldn't have done this again if he didn't know. So he's got to watch out for Micro Goomba. Oh, just avoids that. Okay, so TapatioJ is going to play, ooh, 6-6 is 6-6. Yikes. This is a forced 6-6. TapatioJ might have been well served to go after that Piranha, that Fire Flower. Mustard's found 7F1, aka Fort Knox. TapatioJ was hoping that star would come back down. It did not. So now he's got to go through the tunnel here, so to speak. The small Mario, which is doable, and it's got a good draw there to get out of it. But hits keep on coming here in this opening world. It's amazing when 7F1 is considering a saving grace at this point. Magoo is finally out of 7A. Justin Man using a... Oh, Justin Man taking a death. He got a little too cute with his Koopa shell and pays the price for it. So, Mustard's got the right idea. He's got everything cleared out. TapatioJ looking for an answer. Justin Man's got to play 7F1 as Small Mario. That's less than ideal. Ditches the Tanuki suit for Fire Mario, which would make the level a little more palatable. TapatioJ's in 6F3. Goo is now trying to navigate through 7F2, and that is no easy feat, and it is nice jump there. Gotta be pretty careful until he gets to that star. Mustard having some trouble in the tunnel. Ooh, Mustard's got a real problem. He's got chain bloopers and a red piranha, and yep. Tried to time it, didn't quite work, so he takes a death there, and he's got a long route back. He's gonna help himself to a mushroom house. Yeah, so far we've had the kind of seed only a sadist like Classic Gamer 88 could appreciate, I think, because he'd be all over this. Mustard's got a Tanuki suit now, and a star. TapatioJ is just about finished with Fort Knox, much to his abiding relief. Justin Man's going back for round 2 with 7F 6-6, and hopefully it goes better for him than the last time it did. Because, man oh man, it's bad enough to die in 6-6, but to die in the home stretch is even worse. So, TapatioJ has actually found our first end card of the evening. To end cards pop up every 80,000 points. And he's got 2 matches so far, and see what he generated off of that, or maybe not just yet. So TapatioJ is actually the first out of the storm here, so to speak. And after all of that, we get a nice easy 1-3. And there's a potential item at the end here, if they want it. Mustard, because of his routing, has got a long way to go for that, back to that, that end card. It gets 1 match from the stars. And TapatioJ, justified in taking the little time for that item, gives him a hammer, and boy, they'd like to have that right now because of all of the way the map shakes out. If they had had that hammer early, they could have skipped all of this torture. See if TapatioJ see if Mustard decides to go for the item here. Yes, he is, so good for him. And a easy Lemmy fight in the World 2 airship, so Tap is out at 850. So Mustard is only a stage behind right now. Justin Man is almost to the end here. He's got a nasty set. He might want to just take a damage boost here. But, oh, he got boxed in. One of those things where you really just got to go for it and really hope it works. Okay, one hit Lemmy, no problem. For Mustard, grabs the one at 931. And a very generous World 5 for our runners. Justin, man. Ooh. Nice duck there. We got the first loss level of the evening. Get out your commands. We got a Tanuki in the castle. Justin, man. Closing in. So, and the blue fort, which always breaks the lock, is super tanks. Excuse me. So, pretty easy set of levels so far. I mean, although most of the really ugly ones have already been taken from that awful World 6. Oh, Mustard got hit by a carom shot and takes a death in the loss level. Justin, man, is finally done with 6-6. Something's going on with the Hammer Bros down below. 7-8 seconds later, they've decoupled and are back to in separation. So Justin, man, ignores the item altogether. He has no interest in spending a second longer in this world than he has to. Goo took top route to get a mushroom. Good idea. Fortunately, it does not appear he's going to go for the second item. Should, because it'll give him a flower. TapatioJ found another lost level. Yes, Magoo's life situation is a bit dire, and he would be advised not to take a death here because he'd have to play 7-8 again, I believe. TapatioJ at 160,000 points will go for round 2 with the end card. Okay, so Magoo is kind of in an odd situation here. He needs to get over that, oh, wow. That blooper, yikes. World 5 airship in World 5, that's Fred, or vanilla level, if you will. So, yeah, so Magoo is... I think he's in the dark version of Groundhog Day right now. Justin, man, is actually playing the tan-colored fort, which is 5F2. Mustard has pretty much run the table on the cards. He's only got a few... Looks like there's a cloud in that stockpile, which is nice. Oh, Magoo short hop the jump, takes a death there. So we're in World 3 now, World 2 now. TapatioJ's not going to use his hammer here to skip one level. Good idea. First, the fort in World 2 is 4F2. Justin, man, your way. Goo trying to get out of 7-8 in one piece. Another wild Tanuki proclamation. More commands if you have them. Okay, looks like Magoo is out. TapatioJ is in 3-7, which has another item and a boss bass, who promptly gulps him. So he's going to try this again. this time with a star. Okay, runs him over with the kind of quiet efficiency we expect. TapatioJ is not going to go for the item this time. He is just going to play this through. Magoo has got a raccoon tail. Ooh, Mustard barely avoids Boss Bass there. TapatioJ is in 7-6. See how many tries it takes him to get said clip, which is much harder with the tail because that adds more pixels that you have to account for, so it's sub-pixel perfect. TapatioJ is a skilled runner, so he should be able to get this eventually. Been a little early with his jumps, and just a P-wing this time. There we go. First try from TapatioJ. HUmanMustard armed himself with the star, but that's not going to help him here. Certainly not going to make it possible for him to do the clip. Magoo is finally out of 6-6. TapatioJ's in 3-6. Justinman doing a nice job cleaning out the card, and he's got all of them. There is a couple of clouds to be had off of this card here, so that's good. Magoo is in 1-3. I am sure he's going to take the item because he's really hard up from items right now. Ooh, Mustard taking a death there in 3-6. TapatioJ is going to try and clear the card. I think he's got it. Yes, he does. Nicely done. So Mustard taking no chances in 3-6, P-wings his way across. TapatioJ uses the pipe to skip 2 levels, and will be finishing off World 2 with 2-2. Kind of a French vanilla. Ooh, Goo threads the needle there, gets past. So no hammer usage yet. Hammers don't quite have the same kind of value as they do in Tourney Flags 1. Largely because everything is randomized, it kind of makes it a little more uncertain as to how many levels you can get. So 1657 for Magoo. He is finally free of the water torture that was World 1. Justinman has finished World 2 at about 1705, say. So Mustard sees the card. He's going to go back for a second helping. Or he's going to go back to finish the card, I should say. And there it is. So Mustard has to be pretty pleased with that lineup. He's not far behind TapatioJ, who's about halfway through World 6 and actually is catching up very quickly. So in spite of the deaths, they are nearly synced right now. So get out your sync hype, folks. We got a thick Morton on our hands. TapatioJ trying to go for a fire kill, gets it. Looks like it's a 5-hitter too. 1811 for TapatioJ. Mustard is 7 seconds behind at 1818 through 3 worlds. Justinman finished off 4F2. Goo working his way to Super Tanks. Justinman is in 3-7. Little Godfather advice from the king. Keep your Goombas closer. Good advice. So we are in World 7 now, and this can be really easy or this can be really brutal. It's going to depend, and it's pretty easy. A God World 8 if I've ever seen one. Wow. So this almost makes up for the sadism they had to put up with earlier. Almost. There They're most certainly going to use the hammer here. The less time you have to spend in World 7, the better. World 4 airship. Mustard's going to try the P-Speed strats. Nicely done by Mustard. He sails through this airship. And we are now in sync, pretty much. So how tough is Ludwig? Is not a thick Koopa today. He's a tough one. And it's four hit Ludwig. 1 second difference between the runners right now. That's pretty amazing. Justin Man dealing with double fire bros. Nice use of the tail to get rid of them. Goo is in the coin ship, gets himself a free extra life. So yeah, we got a real barn burner here between Mustard and TapatioJ. Couple of bracket finishers from last year's tournament. TapatioJ made it to the quarterfinals. Mustard was ousted in round 1, but both are very skilled at this and are formidable players, to be sure. Mustard takes a fractional lead over TapatioJ as we now come to World 4 is going to require some pipe, it looks like. Okay. 2 forts are right next to each other. First up is 3F2. Okay, H2O fort. Now, one of the forts will break the lock. The other will create a bridge. And if this first fort had been one fort, that would have been very telling because that would have been the lock. Because logic dictates that you always go for... Logic assumes you go for the item every time in one fort. So that fort cannot be connected to something that requires forward progress. That said, it can be bad in some cases to actually get the item because you don't know. So Mustard's going to go back, and it does create the bridge. So this is another very short world for our runners. We get the World 3 airship. Justin Man grabs the wand at 2159. Magoo is underway in World 3. Mustard is dealing with Iggy. He only needs 2 hits to drop him and closes it at 22-22. TapatioJ is only seconds behind right now. 8 seconds to be precise, so we got ourselves a race through 5 worlds here, folks. Justin Man is actually going to play... oh, that's right. He doesn't have a hammer. He has to play this. So, skipping that item in 1-3 is becoming a problem for him. We're in World 3. The 2 forts are on top of each other, which is interesting. So 5F1 is the first level in World 3 or World 6 if you prefer. Magoo is in 3-7 right now, navigating around Boss Bass. Mustard is going back for the end card. Wants another helping of clouds if he can get it. And, you know, didn't get exact repeat of the last card, it looks like, but got enough, and he's gonna keep running through this. TapatioJ is in 4-2. He takes the damage boost to fly through this level. Very nicely done. Magoo is trying for the clip here in 7-6. Justin Man, Magoo gets the clip. Nicely done. So the fort did break the lock, so he's good to go there. And there's 3F1, door 6 fort. Tapatio is now going back for the card and didn't get a repeat either, but got a decent chunk. And at this point, they're going to have to start using clouds. The only world left is World 1, so they're going to have to just start burning through them as much as they can. Although, depending on where the fort is, that might not be advantageous. So we shall see. But I'd start using them like right now. Mustard armed himself with a star. I don't know if that was exactly what he intended. I would have taken the cloud myself, even though 1/6 is a pretty easy level. Justin Man dealing with Ludwig right now. TapatioJ is using his cloud. Gonna take care of that fire bro before checking the pipe. He doesn't have to worry about locks or anything protecting the fort because they've all been taken care of. Alright, so... first pipe check didn't lead anywhere. Mustard is actually putting the Hammer Bros to sleep. He doesn't feel he needs any more items, which is not exactly a bad decision here. He's got clouds. I'm a little surprised he's not using them at this stage, but play 2-1 instead. TapatioJ has found the correct path. He will also play 2-1. Got a chain chomp on the loose here. Mustard's got about a half a stage lead on TapatioJ. Mustard was actually considering going back to the end card, decided not to, and finds 1-5 instead as a result. So TapatioJ will also play 1-5, and apart from the beginning, which can be a little hairy because of the random enemies, it is actually a pretty straightforward level. Nothing really to worry about. So Magoo is fighting a thick Morton, kind of keeping his distance from him. Not a bad idea. And finally gets rid of him. Gets the wand at about 27-12. We got World 7 airship. Mustard's got a car in a Tanuki suit. Ooh, he takes a hit. I don't think he intended that, or maybe he did, actually. Maybe he wants to speed his way through the final half of this. And does so with aplomb and style. Nicely done. Very impressive to see that executed. So, we got a thick Wendy, and it's going to be at least 4 hits. No, 5 hits. 5 hit thick Wendy. The stuff we fear in our nightmares. So 27.55 wand grab for Mustard, 28.06 for TapatioJ. Justin Man just grabbed his wand at 28.09. So we got all sorts of wand grabs, and Magoo is about to finish up World 4 here. So World 1 is the last one up. And the fort is in a bad spot, and unfortunately, they're going to have to play this. They don't have hammers. So they can double back and play and skip a level, but that's it. Well, actually, they don't even have to play the fort at all. They can slide around it and ignore the fort altogether. Right. So, which leads me to believe that the fort in question is going to be one fort. It's going to be vanilla. So, Mustard played 2-3. TapatioJ is playing 2-4. Monster's got a couple of clouds left, and he is using every one of them. Now he's got to be careful here. If he dies... Ooh, it's 7-1. Yikes. With a P-Wing, so he can't clip it either. So he's going to have to play this through. So this is not ideal. So this could... Mustard should be okay. Don't quote me on that, but getting a star there is a big help. That's going to make this a lot easier because we got a nasty enemy set. So TapatioJ finds the second hand level. Nice, easy. 21 seconds of your time. Goo just finished off Boom Boom and 3F2. TapatioJ and Mustard both dealing with Hammer Bros. They get, well, down now they get a hammer, so look up redundant in the dictionary. TapatioJ, armed with a P-Wing, is going to fly through the World 1 airship. That's a Fred, for those of you keeping track at home. And they are synced again. TapatioJ is fractionally ahead, if you can even call it that. Wow. TapatioJ is actually going to go for the clip and does not get it, so that's actually going to put him behind by about a second or so because it's going to be a longer drop for him than for Mustard. Magoo grabs his wand at 31:04, give or take. So after a disastrous start, Magoo is actually caught up very nicely here. And is only about a half a world behind Justinman. So we got ourselves two pretty good races so far. We now head into World 8, Great Equalizer. This could be interesting, and we've got two forts right out of the box. Leading off with Air Force. And watch that sync, folks. Doesn't get any better than that. Oh, TapatioJ takes a death. He got clipped by one of the fireball, by one of the flames. So he's gonna have to do this again. Ouch. So he's a half a stage behind now. We've still got plenty of forts that can trip them up. We still haven't seen Navy. We still haven't seen 6F2. We haven't seen 8 forts. So we got plenty of forts that can cause problems, and TapatioJ does a nice job catching up there. So, and there is a fort. So as expected, both runners are going to play both of the forts that are plainly right here because it makes sense to do them now than to backtrack because decent chance one or both of these forts is required. Well, Air Force was 100% required because it's right there. Nice one cycle by Mustard. TapatioJ is going to have a little bit of trouble because he's not going to be as fast as Tanuki Mario. Tried to go for the one cycle and just misses, so he'll have to do this again. He'll start the cycle over again. That's going to cost him a few seconds. He gets Fire Mario at least, so Mustard's going back to Tanuki Mario. Alright, so Mustard didn't like what he saw out of the first pipe, A2. Standing in the way. We'll try the next pipe, and, well, that's a little better. There's a fort and one of the tanks. First pipe check does not lead anywhere. Justinman getting caught in the corner and takes a death to Wendy. Mustard's in 4F1. Mustard's going to go top route here, which is a little faster overall. TapatioJ is about half a stage behind right now. No star kill this time on Boom Boom. Justinman using a P-Wing this time. No, he isn't. He's using Raccoon Mario. TapatioJ is going to go bottom route, which again is slower but safer. decent items enemy set. Oh, he takes a hit there. No fire kill on Boom Boom. So another pipe check for Mustard. Okay, he's back in the dark section. Finds another pipe. They've done 3/4, and there it is, Mustard in go mode. Check the anchor, it's a star. So no quick kills on Bowser today. TapatioJ following his opponent very closely behind, so this is it. Mustard with a very slim lead over TapatioJ. Mustard going to try, hoping it was going to be a fireball. It was not. So he'll have to do this. So TapatioJ, so HUmanMustard is first up. Take on Bowser. TapatioJ also going back for a detour, hoping for Fire Mario, does not get it. So HUmanMustard taking advantage of the fine programming of this game and dealing with Bowser not having a hitbox in anywhere but his head. One more jump. Yes, who you hitbox is only in his head. First try jump by justinman in 7-1. Very nice, with a tail no less. And get out the GGs for TapatioJ. He finishes with an official SRL time of 36:21. He moves to 7-0 with that win, with that match. TapatioJ underway, gets ready, most of the way finished with Bowser, drops him. He will finish with an official SRL time as soon as he goes through the door here. Finishes with an official SRL time of 36:56. Yeah, Bowser only has a hitbox in his head. You just duck down, you don't take any damage. They fixed that in the Game Boy Advance re-release. So justinman underway in World 8. Magoo is still working through the World 7 airship with Thick Wendy. Wasn't an especially bad World 8. It just some pretty long and tough levels to get through. So with that win, HUmanMustard is 7-0. If he wins, Magoo gets stun locked and he's having a little trouble getting out of it. He's can't get some timing down with Wendy, and he got stun locked again and takes a death. justinman lost his handle on the platforming and takes a death in 8-4, and he would be advised to play this again. Can't determine if this fort is required, but it makes sense to just play it. Actually, it's 35 seconds. He actually started his timer a little early.
Hey.
Hey, we'll get to your interview and Mustard's after your second race. How's that sound?
Sounds good. So I'll pop out for now.
Alright, thanks. So Magoo having no luck whatsoever with Thick Wendy. He hasn't quite figured out the timing on jumps, and it's World 7 Arena makes it even harder because it's very tight. There's very little room for maneuvering. He is again very early with his jumps, and it is causing him a serious amount of problems. Oh boy, this is not good. And he finally gets rid of her and gets out of World 6 at 40-50. For those of you interested in playing the randomizer, I've just created a set of links, and one of them includes how to play the randomizer, so you can enjoy it at your own leisure, and what kind of crazy stuff we've come up with. Justin, man, looks like he's found the correct route, and he is on his way. Bowser's Castle. He does not, unfortunately, have Hammer Suit or Fire Mario, so he'll have to do this as Tanuki Mario. But he's on his way to a decent sub 45 time. Close out group play for him. Should be... I'll have to do the calculations afterwards, but he should be in a pretty good time out of this. Average time out of this. Justin Man is ready for his fight with Bowser. Doing 2-3 with the Boss Bass and a Paragoomba, so he's got all sorts of trouble waiting for him. It's manageable, though having a Micro Goomba on you can make things difficult, but he's out. 2 more jumps for Justin Man. Fighting his time. Gets him to drop, and down he goes, and get out the GGs for justinman114, who also survived a rather arduous beginning to his race, and came through pretty strong, I'd say, overall, and he will finish with an official SRL time of 43:21. So that will propel him to 6-2 in this tournament. So while we have a brief break in the action as Magoo finishes up his seed. He's pretty close. He should be done in the next few minutes. I'm going to just do a quick run on the calculations here and see where our friend Justin Man finishes as far as average is concerned. And we welcome justinman114 to the chat. GG.
Thank you. Didn't feel like a GG.
Well, no. We'll be fair. Nobody had fun with that. Everybody.
That one water level just pretty much set me off. I don't remember which level it was. It was in World 1.
Yeah, 6-6. Yeah. If it wasn't 6-6, it was 7-8, giving everybody the business. It just it was not a lot of fun for anybody.
Yeah, there were 2 tough levels even before that one, and I managed to get through both of them deathless, and I was like feeling pretty good, and then died like 4 times on that water level. I really should have beat it the first time. I was like, it was a case of I think I was being too careful.
Yeah,
I was holding that shell, and I for some reason I turned around and just got hit in the back.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate turn of events, and yeah, that did end up costing you. But everybody struggled in some form or another.
Yeah, I kind of figured
with that world. TapatioJ died twice in 7-8. Yeah, it was just a confluence of things for everybody, and but once everybody got out of there, it got a lot easier. You also unfortunately missed out on a hammer, an early hammer from 1-3.
Ah, did I? Okay.
Yeah. So that was unfortunate.
Oh, yeah. I literally just forgot to do that.
Yeah.
I actually forget to do that a lot, to be honest. I don't know why. But
well, I kind of get it, because after, really gunning through that world, it's like, oh, get me out of here. Just, like, kind of go on autopilot. Get me out of here. I don't care. Do whatever. Just get me out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I normally do go out of my way to try to find hammers, at least early, but it slipped my mind on that one for whatever reason, so... Yeah,
the card game was giving clouds. I think it was the mushrooms were handing out clouds.
Yeah, I just did the 1 card game.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but other than that, I mean, it was a pretty straightforward seed overall, I'd say.
Yeah, other than that level and my horrible performance against Wendy there towards the end.
Yeah, you and Magoo.
Too many complaints.
Yeah, World 7 with a thick Wendy and a 5-hitter is not a lot of fun. You really have to have a good handle on your timing to make that work.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like some of the hits were unjustified. Like I got that, like I landed on her, but she hit me anyway, which just happens sometimes, I guess. But
unfortunately, yes. So I actually just did your calculations for your average. And you finished with an average time of 48.25 in group play.
Cool.
So you're gonna I would project you're gonna be middle of the pack in the brackets.
That's not bad. I was expecting to be kind of towards the bottom, but
no, You'll be I think mid-teens, I'd say mid to high teens out of 24.
What was my worst race time? I don't remember.
Let's see. In Flags 2, you were actually very consistent. Your worst time was 43:21.
Oh wow. Okay.
And that was this one. So, because you didn't get all you.
Yeah.
I averaged your time for what would have been your race with Goku. So, so there's that, and then your worst Flags 1 time was 57:55.
Yeah, I know what. I think that was the race. Was that the one against Morietta? I think.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she had like
we both played pretty poorly in that one. I think.
Well, that I think from what I remember, that was like one of like the really long speeds where you're not getting anything out of there. So, yeah, I think everybody gets one of those. That's why I averaged these out. So, like, everybody gets one. It's like it's practically a given that you're gonna have one bad raid in each flag set. So, Goo, one jump away from finishing the job. And right after this, folks, stick around because we have Mustard and TapatioJ doing their second race with Group Flags 1. And this will be Mustard's final race, and it'll be TapatioJ's 6th race, so both of them will be jockeying for position in the brackets. Stay tuned. And GG's to magooisadorable, who finishes with an official SRL time of 50:59. So, considering it took him 17 minutes to get out of the first world, he went through the last 7 in 34 minutes. So that's not bad, actually. So
yeah, some of those middle worlds were nice and short, like World 7, and I can't remember. There was another one or two that were just like really short.
Yeah, it was even faster. That was where, 4 was very fast, and the hammer actually came in handy in World 7. That's when they used it to just, it was like, yeah, we're not playing these levels. We're just going right to the end.
Ah, okay, yeah. So if I had the hammer there, yeah, that would have helped.
You would have saved 90 seconds. I mean, you didn't get it. As far as the draw you got, it wasn't bad. So,
yeah, the hammer in 1 was certainly the better time save. I'm sure 3-level skip.
Oh yeah.
But everyone had that one. I'm almost positive.
Yeah. So good. Magoo's numbers real quick. Dude. All right, there we go. Then, all right, let's see if we can get Magoo in for an interview. So we're going to get Magoo in for a quick interview, and then we'll move on to our second half of this race between TapatioJ and HUmanMustard, which will be starting in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'd say. So this should be a quite a tilt. And we welcome magooisadorable to the chat. GG.
Thanks. Yeah, that was I mean, I don't know about GG. That was definitely a single G.
Well,
it's an
oh,
okay G.
oh, it was something all right, and everybody suffered. Unfortunately, you suffered the most, but everybody suffered.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, just that level to start with, like I don't know if you counted it, but I'm sure it was like 11 times I had to go through the first level just because, like,
Yeah.
with the two game overs, like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 7-8 is not a level you want to see right out of the box. And, actually, it could have been worse. I mean, there could have been boss bass or, other such nonsense. But after seeing your routing, I'm guessing you didn't know about the pipe that allows you to get a free item.
I heard somebody mention that in like a different like.
I don't think I know about that either. In that level.
In a run back, like, I don't think I know where that pipe is. Or
before you get to the high pipe, where with that broken bridge, there's those 3 pipes, and one on the far left, the green one, will take you to a hidden spot. In the vanilla game, it gives you a hammer suit, actually. In Rando, it's a random item, and it was a leaf today.
Okay, neat. That would have helped.
Yeah, and that allows you to skip the broken bridge and kind of bypass some of the nonsense. And if you have Boss Bass or Angry Sun lurking around, it actually despawns them as well. So it's kind of win-win.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll research that, and maybe next year we'll do that one.
Well, I just did your calculations, Magoo. You finished with an average time of 56 minutes, 18 seconds for your 8 matches.
That's not too bad, honestly. Better than I expected.
Yeah. Going
in pretty cold to this game. Like, I just kind of like I've been playing Mario 3 for since it came out. But just learning new things about it, learning the randomizer.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed that I got the 7-1 and the 7-6 clip. I have never actually done those.
That
was live on stream, first time right on
Nice.
both of those.
I
got one of them first try with the tail. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, 7-1 is like I was just about to wrap up. I think it was Mustard and TapatioJ. Like, oh my god, he got 7-1 first try, legit first try with the tail. It's like, man.
Yeah, and like my last race, I couldn't get one of them with the tail at all, and I just ended up beating the level normally. So I don't know. It's just random, really. Yeah, I know like the spot to jump, I guess, but it's
Yeah, sometimes it does take a few tries to really kind of get through, but. Yeah, it's one of those things, but yeah, it's like after what I was saying, Magoo. After your odyssey through the first world, I mean, apart from Wendy giving you the business along with everybody,
I don't want to talk about Wendy.
along with everybody else, I mean, you ran through the last 7 worlds pretty efficiently, and it only took you 34 minutes to get through them. So once you got out of World 6, it's like, okay, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it felt that way. I just, it was one of those things where, like, you kind of just know that you have basically lost the race after World 1, and you can kind of relax a little bit.
That's how I felt, though, because I had a horrible World 1, too.
Yeah.
I didn't game over, so I guess that, that helped. But I died plenty of times on the same level, right near the end of the level, like every time, seemingly. Man.
Right.
But yeah, if you had a 34-minute run after World 1, then that's pretty much the same as what I had.
Thereabouts.
The run.
Thereabouts, probably 31, 32 minutes. But yeah, it's like... And there were stretches, actually, Magoo, where you were actually kind of closing in a little bit. I think Wendy just kind of really permanently killed the chance of a comeback. But I think when you got to like World 3, you were only like 3 or 4 stages behind at that point.
Oh, neat. I mean, like, I was starting to feel good. And, like, I kept... Like, I had flower for, like, 4 worlds. I had the same fire flower for 4 worlds. And I was feeling really good about that. Not that, the keeping the same power-up matters, but it's just a matter of, like... I was like, I'm just kind of on top of this right now and just cruising. And... But yeah, then Wendy put an end to that. Like I have had some trouble with the stomping ones. I'm usually like pretty decent with it. I just kind of couldn't get out of the way of the rings today.
Yeah,
And-
World 7 airship is not easy to begin with the arena, and that just made it extremely exacerbating for both of you. And but live and learn, right? So, but
sure.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Magoo. And I hope when we get done with the tournament, I'm sure we'll be doing more weekly races after this.
Absolutely. I gotta say that like this community is awesome.
Yeah.
And everyone has been super, super nice.
Yeah.
And I'm just like really happy to be a part of it and to have done this tournament. Like I got my one win that I was hoping to get, and I mean, best of luck, Justin, going forward. Best of luck, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be watching. I kind of inexperienced, but I wouldn't mind doing some commentary at some point. But if there's any interest there,
always need warm bodies for interviews.
sure, sounds great.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good luck to you, Justin, in the tournament. Hopefully, you don't end up playing me. That would be kind of awkward, now, wouldn't it? But all right. Well, thanks, guys. And everyone will be starting up the second race in a few moments. So have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy.
All right.
Peace.